Hi, so it's the last week of my exhibition overlay, which has been an incredible show to be a part of. It's been really wonderful to do it with Saskia, and I thought because it was the last week, I would just every day go through one of the six artists. There are only 6 days left. We've got six artists in the show, so I just thought we'd focus in on one artist every day for the rest of the week. And so we're going to start with Sally Barker, who is an amazing artist who's based up in Yorkshire, just near Hebden Bridge, and is a really interesting, feminist artist who's really looking to expose the inequalities between different genders through looking at clothing, seeing the structures and inherent sociological discourse that is contained within clothes. So the works we have in the show, we've got 4 amazing plaster casts of suits pockets, and these are really looking at exposing the power that men have through the clothing that they wear. The fact that, men can contain power on their body, whereas traditionally with women's clothing, you would have to have it in a bag, on show, visible, something that can be actually taken away from you rather than it being actually on your person. So there's a really interesting discourse here where the suit's pockets have actually been inverted and they're erupting upwards. You've got this look at secrecy, what is beneath these clothing. I love Sally's work. It's just so evocative. It's really raw. In the plaster cast works, you have the remainder of these pockets that, when the pockets have been removed from the plaster, they're still stuck in there, dye seeped into it. There's something really kind of powerful and vulnerable and sort of raw in the way that Sally is executing the work. It's not sort of about being precious, it's about really sort of examining the inequality. And other works that we have in the show, we've got 2 works by Sally that are bras and pockets. So you have this these really interesting shapes of women's bras with their wire frames, their kind of structure, and then these sort of soft suits pockets, making these bubbles sort of erupt from the wall. They're really interesting because obviously you've got this harshness of the bra and then this softness of the pocket, and yet you've got that inversion that you have of power. We think of power as being strong and indestructible and not soft. Whereas here you see actually with the clothing, you've got this sort of almost prison-like structure of the bra versus this sort of freedom and flexibility of the pocket. So you've got, again, really interesting discourse. Another element that I love about Sally's work that we haven't been able to include is that Sally will often restructure clothing and grow nettles from it. So there are some amazing works which include suit lapels, where Sally has created these sort of spaces to plant, these nettles that are sort of erupt from these works, these sort of weeds, these sort of poisonous weeds that sort of come out of these clothing. You've got this really fascinating practice that is looking at things that can grow from these objects, how we perceive these objects, and they're just really exciting work. So if you want to know more about Sally, then go to Overlay. It's on at Owl until the end of this week, until Saturday the 9th. Tomorrow we will talk about Mark Bletcher's work. Let me know what you think of anything that we have in the show, whether you've been, what you've liked about it, what you like about Sally's work, what you are inspired by right now. Thanks so much. I really have appreciated all the love for this show. So thank you so much.